The World Meteorological Organization, turned 75 this year, but in reality, I am more than twice that age. My origins date back to the creation of the International Meteorological Organization in 1873 to develop standards for observations and the collection and exchange of meteorological data. In an era of shipwrecks and heavy loss of life, there was a clear need for weather forecasts to improve safety at sea. With the ratification of the Convention of the World Meteorological Organization on the 23rd of March 1950, I became the UN's specialized agency on weather, climate, water, and environment-related issues. I accelerated efforts to build a global observation network and telecommunications capabilities. Networks of land stations increased, while ocean vessels continued to play an important role over the seas, complemented by meteorological ocean buoys. In addition, the advent of civil aviation provided opportunities and new needs. I set scientific and technical standards for the sake of uniformity and quality control. I insisted on free data exchange to ensure that all nations could contribute, access, understand, and use meteorological information.
Test telephone switch to arm light on.
Switching command to internal.
T-minus 60 seconds and counting.
The launch of the world's first dedicated weather satellite, TIROS-1, by the United States of America on the 1st of April 1960, was a turning point. It was closely followed by a satellite launch by the Soviet Union. Transcending Cold War political tensions, I oversaw the creation in 1963 of the World Weather Watch, WWW, which catapulted weather forecasting from a science that was mainly of interest to shipping and aviation to a pillar of the global economy. Even today, the World Weather Watch, a worldwide system for observing and exchanging meteorological observations, serves as a gold standard for international collaboration. Today, my global observation network includes thousands of weather stations, as well as ships and buoys, balloons, aircraft, and satellites. The millions of data collected every day are exchanged on the WMO information system and crunched by supercomputers in the global and regional centers that make up the WMO integrated processing and prediction system to obtain the up-to-date forecasts that you see on your mobile phone, in a cascading process that leaves no one behind. Global centers feed information and services to regional centers that downscale that information to the national level that generates weather forecasts, early warnings, and targeted service for socioeconomic growth. Thus, over the past 75 years, I have measured the pulse of the planet. Atmospheric monitoring informed us about the depletion of the ozone layer and put it on the path to recovery, whilst dedicated polar years gave new insights into these remote frozen areas. In 1979, I sounded the alarm that greenhouse gases from human activities were warming our climate. I sponsored world climate conferences, which led to the establishment of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change in 1988 and the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change in 1992. I provide and promote scientific intelligence and services to help our societies and economies to prepare and adapt to rising temperatures and more extreme weather. Throughout my existence, public safety and well-being has been my #1 priority. Improved forecasts and early warnings have slashed the death toll from weather, climate, and water hazards in the past 50 years. Tropical cyclones no longer kill tens or even hundreds of thousands of people, as in the past. I am a champion for the International Early Warnings for All initiative to extend universal coverage, even to remote communities. I no longer talk just about what the weather will be, but rather what it will do, so people can prepare for impacts. Early warnings work. They must work for everyone, everywhere, all the time. The WMO scientific community issues timely, reliable forecast for hours, days, weeks, months, and seasons ahead, and even long-term predictions covering years and decades. This helps pilots to identify the smoothest, most energy-efficient routes. Ship captains to navigate the safest passages. Water and disaster risk managers to build resilience by preparing for drought or deluge. Farmers to know what and when to plant and reap, enhancing food security. It helps the health sector to prepare for upsurges and diseases. City and coastal planners to design resilient infrastructure, and much more. I am proud that the global 193-member WMO family is harmonious and pulls together. Weather, climate, and water don't stop at borders. No one country has the capacity to go it alone. My core principle has always been to share and exchange data. Without data, we are blind to the weather and climate. We work together tirelessly to help each other, so nobody is left behind. We cover for each other. For example, to provide satellite data where and when it is most needed in a disaster, and to fill unexpected data gaps. Our work is voluntary and based on mutual respect and trust. I am much more than the UN's weather agency. I am a global hub for data and intelligence, which power thousands of decisions across government, industry, and agriculture, and which safeguard millions of lives and livelihoods. I am the backbone of forecasts and services which cut fuel costs and ensure safety for airlines and ships, help balance the energy grid, boost food security, give advance warning of health threats, and improve the management of precious water resources. I am innovative and eager to embrace new partnerships with the private sector and philanthropic organizations. I spend money wisely, magnifying the benefits of expenditure on my data provision and services, yielding a 10 to 20-fold return on investment. A 24-hour advance warning can reduce storm or heat wave damages by up to 30%. I am not a cost to taxpayers. I am an investment in the well-being of our economies and communities, and in future resilience and sustainability of the planet we call home. I celebrate my 75th anniversary at a time of dizzying technological, societal, and environmental change. Artificial intelligence is helping to process billions of observations faster than ever before and will revolutionize meteorology, climatology, and hydrology. Advanced 3D mapping and satellite imagery are providing a clearer, real-time picture of our changing planet, from melting glaciers to shifting rainfall patterns. I embrace and leverage these technological breakthroughs, but I also believe in the human touch, in the expertise of our staff, as well as the importance of local and indigenous knowledge. I will seize the opportunities and meet the challenges of the next 75 years as I translate science into action for the good of society and for a sustainable planet.